Millennium TV.
Good morning. Goldsands brings you this global wealth building seminar for the next 30 minutes right here on Millennium 24 News in New York City. I'm Darrell Bennett, and I am here to talk to you about not just your money, but about your legacy. This is about turning your income into impact. Now, let me share a little bit about Goldsands first, and then I want to walk you through the global picture that we're going to talk about today. Goldsands is one of the premier luxury development companies in the world and a global wealth building brand with holdings across 3 continents, namely Dubai, London, Bangladesh, and of course now here in the United States of America. That's partly why I'm here, because I want to share with you the exciting news that our offices are open in Jackson Heights in New York City, the money capital of the world. And we are excited to share with you some news about a very special event that's happening next Saturday. But I'm going to get to that. Today, I want to talk to you about legacy. I want to talk to you about global wealth, about positioning yourself for the re-pivot, or the pivot, I would say. It is a pivot and a re-pivot if you think about what's happening in the world. Now, I'm going to use the word global a lot today, and you might even want to hashtag that if you're watching this, but you need to be thinking globally. No longer, no matter where you are in the world, are you able to just think region by region or country by country. It's just not like that anymore. Today, our world is more interconnected than it's ever been. A person sends a tweet from Washington, D.C., and the markets in Tokyo are really things just a lot more interconnected. And so one of the things that I'm always talking to people about is how to think globally around your legacy building, specifically around your portfolio. How do you start thinking differently about the global picture? So today, and you're going to excuse me because I have several notes. I have so much I want to share with you, but only have a little bit of time to do it. Again, we have 30 minutes, and this 30 minutes is right here on Millennium 24 News, and it is brought to you by Goldsands, one of the premier luxury development companies in the world, and a global wealth building firm that is now has our offices open in the United States of America, right in Jackson Heights. Let me give you the address. The address is on 3739 77th Street. Come see us. We're going to have a number that's going across the screen, 929-803-85769. Reach out. We have an entire team of strategic wealth advisors to help give you a personalized roadmap and to get you start thinking differently about income, wealth preservation, income diversification, and how you want to start thinking differently about the global picture. I want to start a little bit today by talking about the picture that's going on in the world. It is no question about it that we are living in a time of great uncertainty. You know, people often reach out to us not because they are looking for an investment, they are looking for security. They're looking for freedom. They're looking for something they can trust in a time where there is so much uncertainty and unrest. And so when we look at the global system and we look at the fact that we have tariffs, we have a macroeconomic economy that is now shifting in ways that it never was before. There's a global trade disruption. Century-old agreements are now changing overnight. When you have the President of the United States who's flying to Dubai and Qatar, you need to know that this is, politics aside, this is not just a policy change. This is a power shift. What am I saying to you? You have to think bigger, and you got to think globally when you start thinking about how to prepare yourself for the next 10 years. I remember it was about 4 months ago, I had the opportunity to go to Paris, and we were on the Seine River and going right down the beautiful Seine River, and Notre Dame is right over on this side, and some of the structures from the Olympics are still up on the other side of the river. And the gentleman next to me happened to be a wealth manager for the ultra wealthy. And he was headquartered in Zurich, but he was there as well, just sort of gathering. And I asked him a question. I said, what is it that makes the super wealthy different from everybody else? I'm talking about the super wealthy, where it's like money is going like water. And he said to me, they don't think in terms of years, they think in terms of generations. And I thought about that. And I thought about all of the people that I've worked with or advised or spoken to all over the world about money, about wealth, about investing. And it really is true. There is a difference between earning money and building wealth. It is an entirely different mindset. It's not just that wealth comes from hard working. If you grew up like I grew up, I used to think wealth came from hard working. It's not true. Wealth comes from right thinking. And I have learned, wealth is as much a psychology as it is a strategy. And that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about the psychology of thinking globally around your investments. Now, when you are thinking about where to put your money or how to allocate your resources, you really want to step back and ask yourself, where do I want to go? Where do I want to go? Most people, when you ask them and you say, what do you really want out of life? They can't answer it because their mind blocks them. Their mind brings them to this place where they start to think of all of the ways that they can't get it. But if you just clear your mind for a second and say, where do I want to go? And that's the central roadmap. When you're speaking with, we want you to come to our Jackson Heights office, of course, and talk with us. But when you're talking with any one of our wealth advisors or directors, we're talking around a personalized roadmap that's centered around a goal that's right for you. Anybody can get up and talk to you about, investments or luxury assets, but this isn't about that. This is really about legacy building. This is about a personalized roadmap for wealth that fits you, that fits the goals that you have for your family, and that seats you in the vision that you have for your future. This is not about buildings. This is about building. You understand? This is about building. Now, we will eventually, not here today, but we will eventually unravel for you and share with you the portfolio of opportunities that are happening across the 3 continents that we're operating in. But more importantly, it's important. I want you to know my intention. It's important that you see us as advisors, counselors, and experts. We're here to help you get where you want to go. We're here, it's sort of like when you are driving anywhere, you put the destination in the GPS, right? You put the destination in the GPS, and then you're working backwards to get there. And so when you speak with us, one of our first questions is, where do you want to go? We want to understand where you want to go, and we want to understand why you want to do it. Because if we have a clear goal and a sharp motivation, there's nothing that can be withheld from you. When we come back from the break, I want to talk to you a little bit more about what a global picture looks like when we start talking about asset diversification and income acceleration. But right now, we're going to, like they said, we're going to pay the bills and go on commercial. We want to thank, of course, Millennium News 24 for allowing us this segment to bring you this Goldsands bringing you this global wealth building seminar. Again, we want you to join us. Come to our offices in Jackson Heights. I have some very special news for you, though. You don't want to miss. We have a special event. When we come back from the break, I want to tell you all about it.
Hello viewers, you are watching Millennium News 24. America and global villages seen to America independence built by immigrants, manufacturers, roads, highways, educations, healthcare, IT, scientists, space business development to all thousands of multimedia and all major social media platforms and news network in America. Millennium News 24, one of truthfully news networks in America and global news organizations. Please watch, follow and subscribe. We are in iOS and Android devices, Roku, Amazon, Apple devices, all smart TV, globally Horizon satellite, social media Millennium News 24, Millennium TV 24. Website www.millenniumnews24.com and www.millenniumtv24.com. Thank you.
And we're back just like that. Thank you to all of our friends, family, and followers all over the world who are joining us. Thank you to Millennium News 24 for having us here. And Goldsands is proud to bring you this 30-minute segment, Global Wealth Building Seminar. I'm your host today, Darrell Bennett, and I am here with Goldsands Group. Now, I want to talk about opportunity. We talked about obstacle. We talked about the problems. We talked about the fact that we're living in an uncertain time. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. I can't tell you how many people I know whose portfolio in America has dropped, in some cases a third, in some cases by a half, from a tweak, from a policy change. So I know you know it. We know inflation has never been higher. We understand that there's wars and rumors of wars across the world. There are so many things shifting. Every day it seems like there's something new, there's something changing, there's something being disrupted. You know the problem, but this is the time to see opportunity. Now I want to tell you something. In every obstacle, there is an opportunity. You might not know this, but 50% of the Fortune, or the companies that are on the Fortune 500 list, were started in a recession or depression. Think about that for a second. 50% of Fortune 500 companies were started in a depression or a recession. What am I saying to you? Two people see one thing, and they come out with different perspectives. One person sees obstacle, another person sees opportunity. There's the story about Nike's representative that goes out, I won't name the country, but to an unnamed country far abroad. And it's two of them who go on behalf, it's two executives who are going on behalf of Nike to kind of scout out what this market would look like for Nike. I'm talking about the shoe brand, the athletic brand. True story. So they come back to the United States, to headquarters, and they report on what they've seen. And the first executive said to the board, this is a terrible market for anyone in that country to have, for Nike, for anyone in that country that has shoes, because nobody has them. I'm looking around, I see a few people here and there that have shoes, but nobody has them. This is not a place where we should make a significant investment of our time, resources, or effort. You probably know where I'm going with this. The second executive stands up. He saw the same thing. He toured the same country. He saw the same sites. He went on the same official delegation, but he had a completely different report or a different conclusion. He saw that there were no people really wearing shoes. He saw that there were no shoe stores, but his report was to the board, this is the perfect place for Nike to invest because the opportunity is rich. That's what I want to talk about today. The opportunity. Anybody can talk to you about the obstacles and about how bad things are. There is when I say opportunity, I'm not just talking about opportunities in the micro sense, about this specific thing or project. I'm bringing your mind bigger. Remember, it's global. I'm talking about opportunity-rich zones. I'm talking about going where the money is flowing. Now, I said it before, I'm going to say it again, politics aside. When the President of the United States, the leader of the free world, is taking trips to Qatar and Dubai, you've never seen this before. You have to know that this is not just a policy change, this is a power shift. You want to go where the money is flowing. You know that currency is that's all it is. Current, it's flow. So what am I saying to you? We advise people, you want to be investing where demand is growing. You want to be investing in places where demand is skyrocketing. So, of course, throughout our portfolio, there are specific opportunities for wealth building in more established places like the United States, New York, London, but also we're talking about the beauty of investing in developing and opportunity-rich places where, and I'm gonna give you a sneak peek of this. I'm gonna show you a video at the very end of something we're very proud about. But in Cox's Bazar, for instance, in beautiful Bangladesh, there are 3 million people who visit this region of the world. And you might not know this from our international audience. It is the longest continuous beach in all of the world. And it is extremely beautiful. And here we have one of our properties coming online there. But there are 3 million, check this out, that are visiting per year as of 2024. This is expected to now go to 15 million by 2030. That's what I want to say. 2030, they're going to go to 15 million. That means for every one tourist there now, there's going to be 5 visiting in the next 5 years. Why am I telling you this? It's important that you are putting your money in places where it is growing. Now, let me use another word with you here. Asset diversification. This was actually the second thing that gentleman said to me on that boat, who was a wealth manager for the ultra rich. He said, you know, the families of wealth of people that I manage, their wealth is highly diversified. Their wealth is diversified. Listen to me. It's diversified across borders. I told you, I saw him in France. We were speaking in English, and he was representing a family whose offices are in Zurich, but their legacy is actually in Liechtenstein. Right? So what am I saying to you? This is something that international audiences get, but sometimes Americans don't quite understand. You do have all your eggs in one basket if all your money is in one country. Yeah, you might think you're diversifying it because you put it in a few different stocks. I put them in tech stocks, and I put them in agriculture stocks, and I put them in this stocks, but it's still all tied to one system. What we're talking about now is making certain that you are preserving your family's wealth by diversifying your wealth across borders. That's a word that we talk a lot about. Income diversification. Diversification allows for, in times of great uncertainty, when one thing is going down, another thing can be going up. All right, I think of one of the folks that I worked with, and I think about the fact that his portfolio was diversified in such a way so that while his crypto investments took a huge suffering over the past 2 years, his land was doing well, and his real estate overseas was doing even better. All right. Having said that, the question for you is, how do you look at opportunity? I'm not talking about from a philosophical, theoretical, sense for just a point of discussion. No, I mean, really. Do you invest where there's opportunity? When I say invest, I'm talking more than money, because money is just the energy of abundance. It's the energy of your focus. It's the energy of your efforts, the energy of your time. It's the energy of your life's force. It's your way of spreading yourself into the world. So what I'm really asking is, how do you see the world? When there's obstacles and volatility, do you see it as a time to be aggressive, as a time to be opportunistic, or do you shrink back? I believe it was Warren Buffett who says he buys when everyone is selling, and he sells when everybody is buying. Ultimately, we're not talking about money. We're talking about a mindset that brings money. We're not talking about just earning. We're talking about building. We're not talking about just income. We're talking about impact. And that's really what we want to talk to you about. I want to invite you personally to come June the 14th. We have something very special happening that I want to talk to you about. We're going to take a break, but when I come back, I want to talk to you about a very special event that is happening in New York City, fully paid for by Goldsands Group, as a celebration for our expansion into the U.S. market. We're bringing together investors, we're bringing together leaders, we're bringing together people who are cultural leaders throughout the city to have a conversation at a very high level. And you don't want to miss this, but I'm going to give you the details in a second. We've got to take a break. Thank you to Millennium 24 News for allowing us to do this. Goldsands is proud to bring you this 30-minute segment of global wealth building. Stay with us. We'll be right back. And welcome back. I am Darrell Bennett, and Goldsands is proud to present to you this 30-minute segment, Global Wealth Building Seminar, right here on Millennium 24 News in New York City. So I promised you a very special invite, and here I want to make sure you have it, and I want to get it right. So the first thing is that I want to tell you, you already know this, our offices, our U.S. offices at Goldsands is fully open, and we are excited to welcome you and pleased to have you come and sit with us, eat with us, commune with us, come meet with one of our team of advisors and directors, come see our leadership team. We're really proud to just show you some of the wonderful things that we're doing across the world. Our address, 3739 77th Street, 3rd floor. That's Jackson Heights, New York. I'm going to just give you the zip code, 11372. Also, call us if you are not able to get to us. We can come to you. We're mobile. I want you to call us at 929-803-5769. There's actually a team of us. I would give you every number, but this is my colleague, Maura. She has Maura's great, 25 years of experience in real estate, 929-803-5769. And I just want to say we have a plethora of opportunities. It just happens that this more immediate one is involving that. So that's why I just gave you that number, 929-803-5769. The invite that I want to give you is a very special invite to our celebration for the opening of our New York City office. And it is happening next Saturday, June the 14th, right here in New York City at Renaissance Event Hall. Now, it is going to be tight. I already know it. Everything's fully covered. It's mocktails, it's dinner, it's a great celebration. We're bringing together all types of high-level people for this, but capacity is limited. So I am not just going to give all of the address here, but this is what I'm going to say to you. If you're interested, call to RSVP. I already gave you the number. You can also, of course, reach out directly to Millennium 24 News. They'll make sure it comes to us, or you can email me directly at Darrell@goldsandsgroup.com. That's DARRELL, just like my name, Goldsands Group, GOLDSANDS group.com. Our leadership team is going to be there. The CEO is going to be there. His father is the one who created the company with one vision, one thought in the 1980s. And from that one vision, he built an empire that is spreading across 3 continents. And this is the amazing thing. It started in one mind of one man to build something for his family that now people are eating from all over the world. And I love to say the sun never sets on Goldsands because of the holdings across the world. There's always a place where the sun is up at one of our places. So it's really amazing to be able to talk to people about how to take your wealth and how to take your family's future to the next level. We want to invite you to come see us again. Renaissance Hall, Queens, New York, right here in the money capital of the world. But if you're not able to join us next Saturday, June 14th, and see yours truly as well, you can reach out to us and we will come to you or come to our Jackson Heights office. All right. Last thing here. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you. I'm so grateful for this opportunity. Thank you to Millennium 24 News. And thank you, of course, to you, our viewing audience, for having seen this. Think differently about your wealth. Now, I want to leave you the best is yet to come. I left the best for last. Goldsands is pleased to show you this. We are very proud of one of our newest projects that is coming online imminently. It is in beautiful Bangladesh. You may not know this, but Bangladesh is experiencing a renaissance. I told you before about Cox's Bazar. It is the longest continuous natural sea beach in the world. It is one of the fastest growing tourist hubs, not only in Southeast Asia, but the world. And so the only upscale 4-star hotel in the entire region is coming online by Goldsands Group, and we're proud to show you this. Now, before they show this video, let me say this. 95% of this is spoken for. This is not a sales pitch. This is a proof point. So you don't think it's just me talking on a camera. I want you to see what we're doing, but 95% of this project is already spoken for, but I want you to get a sense of what we're doing across the world. Millennium, can we roll that video, please?